Warning, the information and interviews shared on this program might be found to be quite useful. Hello and welcome to another episode of For Mature Audiences.
This month we're going to be focusing on employment opportunities for the senior SCEP.
Plus, we'll tell you about a fun event that's coming up at the Wheeling Waterfront geared specifically to those 65 and older. And of course, we'll highlight another local person in our Aging Awesomely segment that is sure to lift your spirits. Sherrie, we've got a lot to cover today, so let's get right to it.
That's right. So did you know that according to national statistics, as many as 20% of retired people are returning to the workplace? It's actually called unretiring. Some are returning because they want to return to work, but others are returning because they have to. Many still need to earn an income in order to make ends meet.
But getting the skills needed for today's workforce can make it seem next to impossible. That's why we wanted to share information with you about 2 free programs available in West Virginia that are set up to help seniors get the training they need so they can secure jobs in the current workforce. Becky Raspperry is in charge of the Senior Community Service Employment Program that is part of the National Council on Aging, and she talks about what all is available to seniors through this agency and how she can help them.
National Council on Aging is a voice for older adults. It's a nonprofit organization that was established in 1950. They helped enact the mandatory retirement. They've also secured Medicare, Medicaid, and the Older Americans Act. They also have different areas that they support and help people that work or care for older adults, like professionals. We have the Center for Benefits Access. They have a Center for Healthy Aging, and they also have the National Institute of Senior Centers that they provide different grants for those different programs or information to the professionals that are in that field. They also provide assistance to caregivers of older adults. So on our site, NCOA.org, they have referral places for caregivers if they're in a situation of social isolation or loneliness, eating healthy, better taking care of themselves so they can care for the older adults that they're caring for, falls prevention, money issues. We also have programs or information that we put out for older adults for falls prevention, their health, Medicare, work and retirement. And then also we have advocates that are employed with NCOA. Those are the ones that go to Capitol Hill and help change the legislation that would negatively affect older adults. So we have our policies position. They have an action center. They do research. They do events and education. So NCOA's mission and goal is to improve the lives of 40 million older adults by 2013. And as of this year, I think we're at 26 million that we've able to improve their lives over whether it be their Medicare or falls prevention or helping them find jobs. So that's what NCOA does as a whole. We're big advocates for our older adults throughout the country.
So what is available to the older adults in the Ohio Valley area?
They can still access this information, about like falls prevention or health through NCOA.org. Or I can work with them, to get that information for them. But what I do locally is the Senior Community Service Employment Program. So if somebody is wanting to go back to work, but don't have the skills or have never been in the workforce, because we're seeing a lot of them are getting to the age where they get their Social Security and it's just not enough to, cover their expenses. So they have to go back to work, even if it's part-time. We have funding for if they want to go to a community college and take computer classes or become a CNA or whatever career choice they want. We have the funds to help pay for that while, to get training. While they're on my program, they do get paid a stipend for the hours that they train. It's normally 15 to 20 hours a week. and it's minimum wage, $8.75 an hour. While they're on my program, it does not affect their food stamps or HUD. So they don't have to worry about that while they're training and trying to improve themselves. And hopefully we can get them into a job where they won't have to rely on, that in the immediate time. But I have 19 counties in West Virginia. So
Wow.
from Hancock down to Mason, all the ones in between. But there is a CSEP program in every county in every state. We just have to find out who holds the grant for it. And I can do that with a quick search. So, I mean, there's ones in Pennsylvania, there's one, programs in Ohio, the rest of the state of West Virginia. But there's a CSEP program in every county to help these older adults overcome the barriers for employment. And I also work with the employers, do referrals or call and, explain, I have somebody that's been trained in this specific area. Please look for their resume, give them, a referral to help get them a job in the end. And we help seniors that are 55 and older that are low income, very little job skills, and want to return to the workforce, but need that extra help to get job skills and training to return to the workforce. What we do is place them into like nonprofit organizations. So if somebody's wanting to do office, go and work in an office and learn basic office skills, we'll put them into an organization. For example, we'll just say Salvation Army. They'll answer the phones, do their filing, help applicants fill out their paperwork and learn skills, on the job skills, people skills, answering phones, stuff like that. But we can also send them to do basic computer classes, stuff that isn't too overwhelming. A lot of the older adults are afraid of the new technologies, so we can help ease them in. We also, here in my office, do what we call job clubs. So we bring a small group of like 5 in and teach them interview skills and how to write their resume, how to dress for an interview, how to look for a job with the new technology, that's out there. Because before, everybody just filled out a paper application and dropped it off. And most places don't do that anymore. So we help them make an email address and show them how to check their email, how to send an email. So we do all these other little things to help them get ready to apply for jobs and interviewing.
While this program is for people as young as 55, the oldest currently enrolled is 92. Becky says that this program is not only to improve the lives of those enrolled financially, it also improves their physical and mental health by keeping them active, engaged, and social. If you would like more information on the National Council on Aging or the CSEP program, you can call Becky Raspperry at 304-218-2873. Up next, we'll tell you about a new program in Wheeling that is the first of its kind anywhere in the nation.
And it supplies everything one needs to get a good paying job in 3 specific medical fields. We'll have all the details next on For Mature Audiences.
From humble beginnings in 1837, West Liberty University has been home to thousands of students. Whether you're a recent high school graduate or looking to complete a college degree later in life, starting your educational career at West Liberty University will be the catalyst for your future. This is a place where you will discover who you are and where you belong, surrounded by lifelong friends and a supportive faculty and staff. Start your journey home at westliberty.edu.
Welcome back. We've heard about the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but there's also a saying that it's never too late to try something new.
We believe the second option to be true, and so does AmeriCorps. That's why they've started a brand new, first-of-its-kind program in Wheeling, one that trains older residents in 3 specific medical fields so they can rejoin the workforce and earn a great living. Here's Sherrie's interview with the director of the program, Jessica Conn.
Program is focused on recruiting volunteers 55 and older who have a general interest in the healthcare field, who are not intimidated to go back to school and are interested in starting a new career in jobs that are in demand in the healthcare field.
What are those jobs?
So our training is focused on phlebotomist technician, EKG technician, and certified nursing assistant. Again, this is for people who want to go back to work, who want a career, and unfortunately for people who have to go back to work at this time in their lives, because there are people that do have to, yeah.
Yeah, they have to go back in.
Yeah.
In order to afford to live.
Right, absolutely.
So tell me walk us through what someone, if they would come to you, what the process would be from the beginning of the program to the end of the program.
So they start out with an orientation with me. So this is where I get to sit and explain to them in depth what the program really is, answer any questions they may have, and they get to pick their career choice. We do a series of background checks. AmeriCorps requires background checks for them. Once they're in the clear, I get them set up with a host site. They volunteer for, like I said, about 10 weeks or so. We can extend it if they wanted it extended. They start school. They come out of school, graduated. I am to help them get set up with an on-the-job training period, and that would be up to the place, however long that would be. And then I help them with the job placement. I offer them job assistance, resume writing, mock interviews, and hopefully get them a job. It's a quick program. I think 6 months at the most. We could try to extend it to 6 months per person.
So, and these are well-paying jobs that
you're
getting people hired for and trained and hired for.
Yes. Hopefully these jobs come with benefits and, everything else that folks would be looking for.
What else do we need to know about this program that I haven't covered yet?
Maybe benefits for the volunteers. Like I said, the $400 a week stipend is a big one. You get free community college at West Virginia Northern. We can provide supportive services. I can provide you transportation funding for bus passes and cab service to get back and forth to training in school. I have laptops, I have hotspots for folks that need them, and you get to keep those after completion of the program.
Wow, so those are some great benefits.
If you're interested in becoming certified as a phlebotomist technician, an EKG technician, or as a certified nursing assistant, you can call Jessica Conn at 304-218-2873, and her extension is 203.
Switching gears now, we're going to talk about a really fun annual event that's coming up on August 28th. It's the Sunset Senior Fair, a project that IC Care started years ago. And Tate, tell us about this fair.
Yeah, it's so exciting, Sherrie. This fair has been unlike any other typical health fair that folks are used to. IC Care started this project, I believe, back in 2019. And we wanted to have a street fair of types that still incorporated all of those medical entities for folks to come and have fun and enjoy themselves while also getting some information about resources that they may need at some point in their lives. So the event is always a partnership with the City of Wheeling for Waterfront Wednesdays.
Oh, makes sense.
It does. It provides a great sense of resources for our seniors while also providing them with some great entertainment as well. And so you get to stroll Water Street and take advantage of a lot of games and different interactive things that our vendors from the health community around the Ohio Valley will bring to the event. And then also enjoy, this year happens to be Eli Lambie and the Mojo Kings.
Right. That's a great band, and I know that everyone will love to come out to see them. This year's Sunset Senior Fair is August 28th from 5 to 7, and the Waterfront Wednesday concert featuring Eli and the Mojo Kings is from 7 to 9. We'd love to see you there.
Coming up next, we'll talk to a Glen Dale woman who says that making her world a more beautiful place is her key to aging awesomely. We'll be back after these messages. With ICCAB expanding, we are now hiring drivers and dispatchers. Flexible scheduling, all shifts available, and drivers paid daily. All positions require drug testing and background checks. Contact us today to find out more or to apply. ICCAB will get you to where you're going. Welcome back. Time now for our Aging Awesomely segment, where you are about to meet a Glen Dale woman who says that her key to aging awesomely is to create things of beauty. Here's Sherrie's interview with Penny Fullerton.
Penny, I'm so excited to talk to you because really when we first met each other, it was many, many years ago. I walked into your shop in Center Market and I was in awe of all the beauty that you were creating. And it's so interesting to have reconnected many years later and to see that creativity still continue. How vital is creativity to you in your life?
It's very vital, because if I don't create, I'm not happy. It gives me joy, and the joy keeps my vibration high, and that keeps me healthy. So I would say that my creativity is part of my health.
Right. But and was it always like that? Did you always know that? Were you always in a creative state? What was it that made you realize that this was vital to you?
Not always was I in that creative state where I knew it was healthy for me. When I first started out, it was purely because I wanted things that I couldn't afford. So I would try to make them. And I just, went from there to doing more and more and more stuff. And then being creative showed other people that they could do it. So there was like that way of like giving to other people the creativity. And there was times when I realized, I was so busy doing other things. I was a nurse, I was a caretaker, a mom. I could feel a difference in my body and my joy level when I wasn't creating. So I realized that, a lot of people like to go exercise. A lot of people like to go travel to make their joy. But for me, the creativity is what really gives me a lot of joy.
Let's talk about your garden specifically. I just had a visit down to your garden, and even though we've had drought conditions, it's still very beautiful. And you have created such beauty and sanctuary within your backyard space. Tell us a little bit about that.
I started to want to do a magical yard. And so that's how that, came about, is like all these little secret places where you can, like, different rooms in the area that was all outdoors, but you felt like you were in a different place. And that's just kind of like an idea that I had, that I've went for over the years, is just when somebody walks in, I want them to feel special and magical.
And that's exactly how you feel. And you have the little fairy garden area. You have kind of like the Zen garden area. You have the vegetable area, the butterfly area, all these wonderful little nooks and crannies that are just labors of love.
Yes, but they're really fun. And it's nice to go looking for stuff like, secondhand bowls and stuff to put in the yard. And, it's a kind of a creative thing to do to enjoy the yard. And I like everybody else enjoying it and coming and hanging out there. So
So that's the summer. So what do you do to keep creative in the winter months?
Well, I like to cook, and I like to cook healthy, so that's one of the things. But I make soap, and I make bath salts that I dehydrate and dry all the flowers and herbs that I have in the garden, and then in the winter I make that into bath salts and different like sachet bags and all that kind of stuff. So I utilize all that stuff out of my garden, and I'll give those as gifts, or sometimes I go to you know, events that I sell the soaps and stuff with. So that's what I do.
I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to talk about what it's like when you can't create, because, I think that whatever it is that we find as we're aging and something happens in life and we find that we can no longer do that, or we feel like we can't get back to it, it can be very devastating. And you had something similar like that happen to you. Would you share that with us?
My late husband had oxygen for 13 years, and I took care of him, which depleted a lot of time for anything else. But I also, in that time span, watched my grandchildren for like 14 years full time. And so I didn't have really a whole lot of time for my own creativity. I did things with them, but I didn't have time to do any of my own. I really didn't realize how much I had lost. I didn't realize the joy that it brought me until one day we decided to have lunch several years back, and I brought you a gift box, and you just was so surprised and so happy with it. And you actually got on Facebook and showed it to everybody and said, you need to start doing these things again. You need to get out there and do these things. And doing the box for you gave me great pleasure. So I just come home and I thought about that, and I started to just create again because I had some time, and got back into it and realized that it really made me feel good. But not only made me feel good, I could feel my vibration raise. I could feel that everything about me had a better feeling. And so I, did that for a while, and then my husband passed away, our late husband passed away. And then I took time for myself to heal and restore, and I thought I was doing pretty good. And just out of the blue, I got a blood clot in my arm and was rushed to Pittsburgh Hospital, and it really devastated me because my arm was paralyzed when I came home, and my right one. And the thing that bothered me most was I never could create again, because I did all, I was doing crowns and centerpieces, and I was doing things for photographers. So I had to sit on that for a while, and the thought never occurred to me that I could never get it back. I just started work my arm again, and my through the surgery that I had, I damaged the eye, and my lung wasn't working right. So I had quite a few months of just healing and recuperating. And as soon as I could, I started creating again. And I think that that's what really helped me, restore my healing and help my vibration go up, to know that, I can do this, I can create again. Because I knew that was part of my way of keeping healthy. Creating, to me, is not just making crafts. Creating is, making my life be beautiful, like the garden and the house and my craft room. And creating is another way of giving gifts to other people, which that shows that I love them. So it's all a part of who I am and what makes my joy.
And has it gotten stronger as you age?
It's gotten very strong. It's almost like some people have to meditate, or some people have to walk or have exercise to feel good and know that that makes them healthy, my creativity is my meditation.
Mhm. And so what is your philosophy on aging? I'm just curious.
Well, I think that we need to really think about the most important thing is to be happy, to be positive, to keep your vibration up. Because if you are always down there in the low vibration, then the negativity can seep in. It can make you depressed. It can make you not really want to do anything. So when you have a higher vibration, you eat high vibrating foods and you listen to good high vibrating music and you have wonderful friends and family. And I think that just makes you healthier.
So explain higher vibration.
Well, are you sitting there thinking about how you feel right now with that smile on your face?
No.
Well, how do you feel inside? Do you feel like that's a high vibration or a low
Yeah, I
vibration?
feel good. I feel good. Yeah.
When you feel alive and happy, you know your vibration is up there. And you feel like crap when you like are depressed or you're not being positive and everything feels like it's going wrong. That's your vibration just going low. And as soon as you realize that your vibration is going down that place, get up and move and listen to good music, do something creative, eat healthy food. All that really, really helps.
Do something that sparks some joy.
Right. Do something that you're passionate about. Yeah.
I love that advice.
When I taught the Reiki classes, I tried to get them to understand, like, if you close your eyes and you think about something that like 9/11, you instantly feel that feeling that you got when you first heard that 9/11. But what you want to do is when you want to raise your vibration, you close your eyes and you think about something that made you happy. And I always remember when my granddaughter was 5, she fell asleep on my lap and her mom was about ready to pick her up. And I didn't want her to not know that I loved her. Like, she was laying on my lap and I went, "Hey." She opened up her eyes and I said, "I love you." And she went, and I'll never forget that little smile. And that's my little trigger. Sometimes when I have to raise my vibration, I just close my eyes and think about something happy.
Yeah. That's wonderful advice, because I'm sure there are a lot of people sitting home focusing and concentrating on what is wrong in their life instead of the things that are going great or are wonderful blessings in their life.
And that's another thing. Get up every day and be grateful. I am so grateful that I'm still here. I'll be 77 in September. And, there was I just had 2 knee replacements. There was a lot of things to go through, but I am so very grateful I get to get up every day and spend the day just doing what I, enjoy doing.
Penny, I just want to thank you for being with us today.
If you know of someone over the age of 70 who is living life with purpose, passion, and vitality, we'd love to know about them too. Send your suggestions to us at the email address on your screen.
Well, that's all we have for you today on For Mature Audiences. We hope you enjoyed today's show.
And we'll be back next month with more information and important topics that are hopefully interesting to you and something that is vital to your lifestyle. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. ICCAB offers 24/7 taxi services across the Ohio Valley, and we're growing. We now offer services in Brooke and Hancock counties. We offer safe and reliable transportation, courier services, corporate travel, and more. Contact us today for your next ride.